much for the cleaning of the bathroom. This is one of my chores. Me, Trev. Welcome. Today is Thursday. It's 8th of June. 8th of June. Welcome to my new vlog. Where have you been, Trev? Well, sorry I haven't been vlogging lately. Only the Milkshake Trev and the Bushland Adventures channel. So now this is just part of my chores here at home. So I've been cleaning the bathroom and the shower, so it's almost there now. So, and also my spare rooms. Yeah, look at that map. How's that? That's a good map, eh? Get that back. I got that. I bought that in Ballarat when I was at the Eureka Stockade. That's where I got that from. So I bought the frame actually, and I put that picture of a map of Australia. That's dating around about, that map will be dating around about 1900, I think, around about. Yeah. So it's very old. I'll turn this light on. So, as you can see, Victoria, some of the places are different. Yeah. I think it's dated back 1770. Yeah. I think that's what it says here. 1770. That's the map of Sydney. Yeah, a long time ago, eh? Of course, this is my junk room. This is my spare room. I store things like my CDs, my stock. That's my stock, actually. So I've got to sort those out yet eventually. And records. I got records. I am a collector of records. So I collect those songs, and this is my music room, my studio. So got my guitars lined up there. Now I've got another extra one too, another extra guitar, which I'm going to show you later. Yeah. I have another guitar. So what have I got? I've got 4 guitars there. There's 4. Plus I do have a lap steel guitar which is behind that, all those boxes. It's a Hawaiian guitar actually, so that makes it 5. And 2 that's hanging on my bedroom wall, which are collectors. So that's 5, 6, 7, that's 7 guitars. 7 guitars. And I've got another one, which will be my 8th. And I'll be showing you a little bit later about that and tell you a little story about that one. Secret. Hey Trev, welcome. Today is, what day is it? Friday. 2nd of June. Yes. And it's winter time, yes, here in Australia, that is, of course. And it's the 2nd day of winter, and it's sun shining outside. Beautiful day, glorious. Yeah, the last 2 days have been absolutely marvellous. So we've had we've had cold weather, cold mornings, nights. We've had a bit of rain over the weekend. Not a great lot, just been cold. So it's sunshining. I love that sunshine. Winter sunshine. Yes. How are you? Sorry I haven't been vlogging for a while. And there's so much happening. And of course, last Sunday, I took a turn of, I had a bit of a throat blockage. Yeah. That was awful. Really was. That happened last Sunday at lunchtime in Corowa. I was having lunch and got food stuck into my into my throat. Yeah, that's pork. I had roast pork. I mean, I love a roast pork. I like a roast meal, but as soon as I started eating it, that was it. It sort of blocked down to my throat, and I couldn't swallow. I really couldn't. So it was a very scary moment, really. I was just perking out fluids. So, and of course, Sunday night, I just kept on heaving into the bucket with a lot of fluid coming out of my mouth. I've been doing that all day, all afternoon and all night on Monday morning, and I couldn't sleep, so I was so restless all night doing heaving fluid. And but I was threatening myself to ring the ambulance to take me to the hospital. So, and but with good faith that I persisted on, and apparently eventually I got to a deep sleep, and I eventually got watered down to my throat. I was able to swallow. Thank God for that. It was a very, very scary moment, really, and everybody thinking and they should have rang the ambulance. Maybe I should, but not, sometimes you have that bit of faith to carry on, that you think, well, I should get through it. And I knew I was going to get through it. Yeah. So I did. So anyway, Monday, I took things easy on Monday, so I wasn't feeling very well. I was very well fatigued on Monday. So, but look, it all picked up and got a bit better. So, so I'm back on my feet again. Just got a little bit of a gash under my lip. You might notice that, I don't know. A bit of a scave. I think that's because of heaving when I was spitting out fluids, and because I had the towel under me all the time. It was just ongoing. But anyway, let's have a look at this. I've got a clock. It's a cuckoo clock. That's my cuckoo clock. Now, three things. Well, I was supposed to have a pendulum. I do have a pendulum, but I've got to put it on there yet. Now, the thing is, I got this on eBay. Now, be careful when you're buying things like this. A cuckoo clock. It's a cuckoo clock, but it doesn't cuckoo. It does not cuckoo. That is cuckoo. And the other problem I had, well, look, it's going, but the second hand is going, the minute hand is going, but the hour hand wants to flop all the time. It flops down all the time, so that's not going to operate very well. So I've operated so many times and I just can't get around it. I just can't get my head around it. So I've got a cuckoo clock that won't cuckoo. Why they call it a cuckoo clock? I don't know. It won't cuckoo. It is a cuckoo. Oh dear. So the other clock is in the kitchen. Yeah. So I'll take you in there and have a look at that. Oh dear. So anyway, I've got this in the kitchen. I'm going to turn that light on so we can see. There's the other clock. Yeah, that one's okay. So I'm going to have to try and get another one somehow for the lounge room, and try and work on that cuckoo clock to fix that hour hand. It tends to flop, so trying to get it precisioned in, and yeah. So I hope you had a great week, and yeah. So of course we lost a few people. I lost a good mate, Joe O'Keefe. He interviewed me on Oak FM, and last Wednesday night at the open mic night at the Railway Hotel, Joe was due to perform there because he wanted me to back him on a few Hank Williams songs, and he said he was going to be there. I had invited him to come around to my place last Sunday to have a practice, so I hadn't heard from him, but he did ring me last week that he was in hospital. And I never got to ask why he was in hospital. You know, that situation, you know, someone's in hospital, what are you doing in hospital? Well, I never got to ask, but I thought, you know, he might be only in there just for a bit of a test or something. And I didn't know till that Wednesday night that sadly he passed away. Poor Joe. He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the Railway Hotel. No, I never knew. I never knew he'd passed away. It was very sad. So, but Joe, he loved life. He loved Hank Williams songs. He loved a bit of bluesy songs. He loved my songs too. He loved that song, The Good Old Trains. Remember that song? That's on my YouTube channel, Trev's music channel. You can go to that and check it out. And I did post it on Facebook, so you can check that out as well. So, The Good Old Trains. And of course, Joe was behind the Indigenous community, supporting them, and also he was supporting the railway station in Wangaratta, the bridges, the railway bridges. He wanted to save the bridges. So so it was a bit of a battle between Joe and the council and the federation, the railway movement sort of thing, and I think they won the case. So anyway, poor Joe, rest in peace. Anyway, so it's going to be a good day today. So anyway, I'll catch you down the track. Mate Trev, welcome. Today is Monday, start of a new day, start of a new week. Yes, and it's 5th of June already. 5th of June. Nearly half the year is gone. And yes, it's how have you been? Yes, I haven't been vlogging for a while, and yes, it's an overcast day today. The sun's trying to come out. I think we're due for rain. So now I've just finished a music session with ukuleles, a singing session for an hour. It's good fun. This is for the old people, you know, and we just like to have a bit of a sing-song, bit of a jam. Yeah. Yeah, so it was a good session. It really was. So we have this every Monday mornings. So anyway, I'm going home and do whatever I've got to do. Playing a different guitar. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? This is a Valencia. It's called Valencia since 1972. So yeah, Valencia guitar, quite nice. Now this was actually given to me in honour of my good friend Joe O'Keefe. He was a good mate. He was a radio announcer. He was running for the council, and he loved life, and he loved music too. He loved a bit of bluesy music. Hank Williams. He likes Hank Williams, and he liked one of my songs too, and that's The Good Old Trains. So I had the honour of this was actually being given to me by one of his friends. I'm not sure it's a relative, by one of his friends, He had a guitar. I didn't even know he played a guitar actually. So, so she gave me this and a guitar bag as well, the bag that you put the guitar in, and some picks. So that's pretty handy. So I tuned it up, and but the strings are pretty old. So looks like it needs a new set of strings. The nylon strings look okay. I mean, nylon strings don't rust, but steel strings do. So it looks like it's got steel strings, like the bass string. They're steel strings, and then you got the nylon strings. But it sounds okay, it sounds good, everything's good. Once it's in tune, it'll be right. Sounds like a really nice guitar. So, I'm so honoured to have this on behalf of Joe's passing, and this is in memory of Joe O'Keefe, this guitar, and I'm going to treasure this forever of my life. And so may do a little bit of recording with it, maybe. It's not electric, it's only just acoustic straight out guitar. It looks nice. So it's getting me inspirations now with Joe, because he loved Hank Williams songs, and I feel like recording some of the Hank Williams songs, and may record bits and pieces with this guitar in it. You know, it's got a, what it says, Mountain Grass, Harrietville, Victoria. And yes, Mountain Grass. They have a bluegrass festival every year at Harrietville. So maybe he'd been up there, bought this there, I don't know. It's just a sticker that he's bought from up there and then stuck it on. So that's pretty cool, yeah. I may do a little bit of recording of this guitar in honour of Joe too as well. So. Strings are pretty old. Looks like looks like they've been on there for months and months. Could have been years. So I think they could do with a nice set of strings. It'd be good, eh? So this will count to be my 8th guitar in my collection. This is a lovely bag. This is the bag the guitar goes in, and that Joe had. So just giving it a good clean up, because he must have been a smoker, because you can smell the tobacco from the guitar and the case. I don't know. It smells like tobacco. So I think he was a bit of a smoker, so I've just sort of cleaned it up with polished bit of spray and wipe, Ajax. That's okay. And I've done the same thing with the guitar. I gave it a good clean up and got it back into the bag where it should be. Yeah. So it does need new strings. Otherwise, it doesn't. It's a nice guitar, really. It's actually looked like a classical guitar, actually, to me. Very much like the very first guitar I've got, which was the Maestro guitar. You remember that? That's my very first one. But this is a very similar version to that. This is the Valencia, of course. It does bring me memories of my very first guitar, the Maestro guitar, which is hanging on my wall in my bedroom, and I've still got that. So I've had that since, what year? 1974. Yeah, 1974. So that guitar could have been made in about the same year as this one, as the Valencia. This one, as I said, 1972. So they could have been the same. So it's a lovely case, isn't it? I love it. I love the case. Yeah. And then got some little guitar picks. Yeah, I love this little dish with of guitar picks. I'm just showing you these guitar picks. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look. It's a sort of glassy type guitar picks, and I've got hundreds of these. Alice guitar picks. I've got a lot of these guitar picks. So and a handy little dish. Looks like he's put them in there. So I'm going to keep that with a little lid, and that'll go inside the case. And what I discovered in the bag, I want to thank you, Cassandra. Cassandra, thank you. I hope you're watching. Thank you for the guitar. She put it on my veranda, front veranda. And look what I found in the guitar case as well. It's a flute. It's some sort of it's actually a flute. Look at it. A recorder. I used to play one of these long time ago when I was at school. Yeah, oh yeah, it's got the hole on the bottom. You put your thumb on that and you play away. It really reminds me of a piece from a bagpipe. Remember the bagpipes? Yeah, that's what it looks like, really. So I've got two flutes now. I've got a bamboo flute actually. I've got so many flutes. Back in a sec. I'm talking to you while I'm looking for things, and I've got a few flutes now. Getting a lot of instruments, musical instruments, and yeah, I've got a shaker, one of those shakers. Yeah, and of course the flute that Joe had, and I've still got the bamboo flute. This is the bamboo flute. This one doesn't have a hole on the bottom for the thumb. Just a straight out flute. Yeah. And also that. What is that? Yeah. That's pan pipes. They're pan pipes. I love the sound of the pan pipes. They've all got keys. I haven't played for so long. I think it's full of dust in there somewhere, so it's blowing back at me. So what you do is it's just like blowing into a bottle. You know. You just go. So they're the pan pipes. Yeah. So anyway, so much for the guitar. in honour of Joe, and all I can say is rest in peace, Joe. Now I'm going to finish this video, and I want to sing a song. I want to take this out on behalf of Joe, a bit of a tribute to my mate Joe O'Keefe, and it's a song that he's always loved, one of mine I wrote. It's called The Good Old Trains. Please enjoy. This is on his old guitar that Joe used to play. It's an honour. Daddy, please take me to the station tonight so I can watch the trains. I'll watch them one by one in the evening. I'll stand on the footbridge once again. Those trains thrilled me when I was a kid. Into my heart it chugged along. That's when I'm dreaming in my cozy bed. Ah, the good old trains, just like a country song. Those were the days when I was small. Those trains in my blood from head to toe. I used to hear the whistle of the conductor. I wondered in his mind he'd seen me so. For I was standing on the old footbridge, just waiting for a train to arrive. But when the old steam train puffed along, the smell of coal and smoke into my eyes. When I was small, I remember what I said to Daddy as he rolled a cigarette. A train driver I would be when I grow up, but today I haven't got that far yet. How long the years I grew up liking trains, my heart still longing to the end. The old trains will always be the best. They're the good old trains, it's something you can learn. Well, the spirit of progress was a hit. Yes, it was. I couldn't wait to see the southern aurora. Now today they are sitting quietly. Well, the aurora can be found buried in Watertown. That's where the accident was. And some of it in Chore. Well, the blasting of the horn echoed on around the town just before it rained. Now today is still in my heart within. Oh God, how can you forget the good old trains? Yes, Daddy, please take me to the station tonight so I can watch the trains. I'll watch them one by one in the evening. Yeah, for Joe, I'll stand on the footbridge once again. Those trains thrilled me when I was a kid. They did. Into my heart it chugged along. That's when I'm dreaming in my cozy bed. Perth. Back through Broken Hill. Yeah, the spirit of purpose. Southern World. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sure Joe's up there, he'll be listening, watching, and laughing, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish this video, and I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you the next video. Could be next week, so I'm going to be doing a little bit more filming, so make sure you get on to Milkshake Trev, and I hope you're enjoying those milkshakes too as well. Yes, and also the Bushland Adventures channel as well, and I'll be out venturing this weekend. So, anyway, great harmony, peace, bye. You never know what I get up to next. Bye. Time to go.